start off with, Inside IDD-RG is brought to you by the IDD Resource Guide, which stands for Intellectual and Developmental Disability Resource Guide. And today we have with us my colleague, Annika Zanaconella, and her and I work together on this website with a wonderful mentor and our owner, Kathy Lehmeyer, whose brilliant idea this was. And we just want to talk to you about what the guide is, what we're here for, and what we do. Hi, Annika.
Good morning, Kathy. Thanks for having me on today.
I'm so glad you were able to do this. I'm so excited for us to get this rolling and for everybody to see kind of what we work on behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell us about, I figured we talk first about our role and what led us to work with the IDD Resource Guide.
Yes. So previously, I was working with a company that helped people with developmental disabilities get housed. And when the opportunity to work with the IDD Resource Guide came to me, it was just like the perfect fit. So I've been able to transition into this company as a resource coordinator, and it's just absolutely the best thing to be able to be out there and help people every day.
Yes. And your why is very close to your heart, isn't it?
That's true. I do have family members that have struggled with different intellectual and developmental disabilities, my children, and even my grandson. So it's very close to my heart to be able to provide the resources that I was not able to access when I was a mother. Well, I'm still a mother, but when I was younger and my children were younger, right?
Right.
So it's just a blessing to me to be able to help families now find the resources that they need to thrive.
I agree totally. For instance, my why is I have a 27-year-old son who is nonverbal, very autistic, almost like a toddler. So I remember 27 years ago having a hard time finding all kinds of resources and even learning about what it was that he was diagnosed was such a challenge. And you and I always talk about how nice it is to have what we have in this guide. First of all, to be able to help families, for them to have a place to call or a place to go. The IDD Resource Guide, our website, let's talk about what it offers, the categories, the regions we serve, and how people can use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Our organization serves families and caregivers in the IDD community, given the ability for them to partner with the IDD Resource Guide to showcase their organizations and make them unique and different. We also have grants available through the resource guide. The grants will be designed to provide opportunities for families or caregivers within the IDD community to request grant funding for items outside of their financial means. I mean, this could be things like there's a surgery out of their area and they may need help with hotels. They may need special equipment that is not provided through their insurance. They may want a little more of a holistic approach that is not covered by their insurance. There's a lot of variables there. How people can use the resource guide is there's a variety of different ways that you can use the resource guide. It's all free to families, and I think that's a beautiful thing. We're here for families to find free resources listed across our platform, and our platform is the only one that spans nationwide. So, for instance, if there was a family in Florida and they were looking for resources or planning to move, they could look through our guide and span the entire United States and make an educated decision on where they would like to be that would best support their families. And that's something that I think is really beautiful. Also, there are companies out there that have the opportunity to provide Zoom meetings and Zoom therapies and help people. But if you're in Florida and the Zoom company is in Oregon, it's hard to know that they're there. We're bridging the gap. We're allowing somebody from any state in the United States to search what they're looking for and figure out everywhere in the United States that that option is available so that they can choose the company that works best for them and for their family. Um,
It's what I love so much because um, most the other guides that are out there, they take care of that city or that county, but we take care of the whole nation. And the difference with that is, what if you live in Arizona and you're on vacation in California, and something happens to your special needs adult or kiddo, and you need to find a dentist because they chipped their tooth or something, and you need this dentist to be able to sedate. You don't know anybody in California, so this is there for you. Or you may be thinking about, like you said, moving to somewhere else, and you want to see what kind of resources they have out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our website is very easy to use. There are a variety of search options. We've made it as simplistic as possible. You can go into your state and search by state, but you can also just go into the search bar and search by resources. So I think that it's a platform that most people can navigate. But in that, if somebody is struggling with navigating, they can reach out to us through the website and we can actually tailor make them a list of resources that are what they are looking for in the area that they need them.
That's what I love about what we do is when they contact support, they're contacting us and they're talking to a real person that really wants to help them.
Yeah, people with feet on the ground that understand as well. I know that a good portion of our company has family members or close people that have dealt with IDD. And so it's all on our hearts to be able to go back out and help other people with those struggles that we've had in the past.
Yeah, and speaking of that, let's talk about some ways that we have helped families and a little bit of success that they've had with giving us a call.
Oh, definitely. In fact, recently I had a mother contacted me, and she lives in Oregon, and her son has Down syndrome, and he lives in Tennessee on his own in a roommate situation. And he was looking for sporting activities that were inclusive, and they were having a hard time finding those on their own. And I was able to connect him with 5 different agencies that provide a wide range of different types of inclusive sports. And so I think that the mother just she didn't know where to go, where to look, or where to start, but she wanted to help him. And her not being right there with him, I was able to connect those resources. And those are the types of things that I think are really exciting for us. People can get on our site, and it's like the one-stop shop. They can go on there and they can find all those things that they need. But again, being able to take the time to personally help them find their resources, that's one of my favorite things that I do.
We do. And I love how your face lights up when you talk. And she does this all the time. It's not just for the podcast. When we're in meetings together, her joy is talking about families that she has helped. Even how we help partners. We can, I don't know if I'm skipping around, but we can talk about how we've made things easier for partners, no matter what their level, how, I should say, how old or new their business is, if they're just starting out or if they're, a Fortune 500 company.
Absolutely. And if they're a small one-man company or if they're a large corporation, we have partnerships available for everybody. And that's starting with an absolutely free listing that we can offer people. And I believe the idea behind having the free listing is so that everyone can be there. And when you think about the one guy with a guitar that's doing music therapy in a city and he doesn't have money to advertise that, we can add him into the guide so that people can find him. There are bigger companies that maybe need a little bit more. We offer several levels of partnership options, everywhere from adding your website links, adding your logos, allowing you to advertise for employment if needed, sharing your events, sharing you on social media, finding ways to collaborate and work together. We have a lot of ways that we can partner with other companies that are helping the IDD community, and we just love collaborating.
It does make it makes it so the little guy can have a voice and he can decide his level. And as his business grows, his or her business grows, they can up a level of partnership. For instance, our first paid tier is $250 a quarter, which is very, very easy to do when you're a business. But then you get a little bit more exposure. You get to say a little bit more about your business and why you're there and people that you've helped.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a good point, Kathy.
Even if they, it's so great because we love to hear about them posting their events that they're doing so families can know about just things that there are to do out there that they normally wouldn't hear other places. And just highlight the good work that they're doing in the community or fun things that they have going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would also like to talk a little bit about how other companies can support us.
Yes.
There's a variety of different ways that they can support us. They can um, obviously become a partner and we can work together, but letting other families know we're out there. For instance, if you get a client that comes into your company and they're just not your wheelhouse or you don't provide the service for them that they may be looking for, instead of you searching for resources for them or just turning them away, you could give them our information and we could help that person find the resources that they need. Um, Other things that people can do that would be helpful to us is like,
There's so many, either give us new listings that we don't have.
oh, right, definitely to share with us about, resources that they've used that they're pleased with that we may not have on our resource guide yet.
Yeah, and that's a lot because there are a lot of resources out there and we need everyone's help to
Absolutely.
find and list those.
Absolutely. We want to work as a community with the entire United States. Everybody that's working with the IDD community, we want to collaborate with and work together and find ways that we can all grow and support this community in a way that they can thrive and integrate, um, into society. Just be regular people, and that's what they desire. Is just be out there with regular people.
So true. I love this and I love what we do. The another way that we have decided, or another branch that we've decided to take on is with businesses to help, is our IDD Business Connection meeting. We do those once a month and they're virtual. Any business can come on. Right now, we've started in Arizona, but we will be taking it nationwide. And that's the beauty of having a virtual meeting, is that anybody can come on from anywhere. And the meeting is only about an hour. As we get more and more people, it could last a little bit longer. But the whole purpose of this meeting is to get each business to share their resources with another business that may be struggling, to help make them stronger, which helps make families stronger. And if the business has just like you said, if they have a client maybe that they don't necessarily work in that field, they can refer another business and vice versa. If we're all here to help each other, then we all get stronger, and then the families get stronger. So, and also with this IDD Business Connection, we also want you to highlight your events. We want you to highlight good things that are happening, because your good things that happen could help another business or even a family in the future that you may not know about. So I highly encourage you, if you're in Arizona, join our Facebook group, IDD Business Connection, or join our Business Connection meeting, and just give us your thoughts and post. You can post anything in the group. We're welcome for any ideas.
Absolutely. And also, this podcast is a wonderful platform for people that we partner with as well. So if you're out there and you have something that you want to say about the IDD community, or maybe you have new resources available, your company is expanding. I know I have a company here, one of the hospitals, that's starting out an amazing new psychiatry program that they want to highlight how that's going to work and introduce it to the neighborhood, things like that that you may want to talk about. But also, maybe there's a family member that's dealt with some of these struggles and has learned some wonderful techniques that they would like to share with the IDD world. These are all things that, you could reach out to us and we could decide when and where to put you on the podcast and how to highlight what you have going on.
Yes, because we are looking for podcast guests, and it could be a mother who has found a great diet, or uh, food, that allergy that didn't work, and foods that do work. Or you could be a small business. You could be owner of ABA therapy. It could be anything.
Absolutely.
Anything that has to do with the IDD community. We are looking for you, and we'd welcome to have you on the podcast.
Definitely. If you have something to talk about it, we want to hear about it.
Absolutely. And any final thoughts, Annika?
I just really want to express to the families out there that you are not alone. We see you and we're building this for you. And we encourage you to reach out if you need us, send us ideas, even just send us a message if you're feeling a little burnout or you need to vent. Um, if you're a company that might want to just see how we could collaborate, reach out to us.
I love it. That is absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. We want to thank you guys for coming on with us. We truly appreciate it. We're a little new at this, but we're excited to get this ball rolling and to connect as many families and businesses and just help those in the IDD community. Thank you, Annika, for joining me on the IDD Inside IDD-RG.
It was my pleasure.